There are charges that U.S. intelligence reports about ISIS and Al-Qaeda in Syria are being altered to present a false picture of success. The Daily Beast website is reporting the exclusive story. It says the Pentagon's Inspector General is investigating claims by two senior analysts that high-level intelligence officials are changing their reports. The analysts allege that important information has been deleted from reports, making them inaccurate. The Daily Beast cites sources who say at least 50 other analysts are backing those claims. Many of them believe the reports are being changed to support the Obama administration's line that militant Islamic groups are on the defensive. Joining us now from our D.C. bureau is CBN terrorism analyst Eric Stakelbeck. So, Eric, are these charges serious? What do you make of them?
George, very, very serious, and honestly not a surprise. The Obama administration, really, George, take it back to 2011, before the 2012 election, where President Obama was saying on a consistent basis that Al-Qaeda is on the run and nearing defeat. Now, George, mind you, he said this as the Benghazi attack was unfolding, carried out by Al-Qaeda-linked jihadists. So this is a narrative with the Obama administration over the past several years where it's kind of move along, nothing to see here. He wants to give the portrayal that ISIS is on the run, that limited U.S. airstrikes, by the way, are having a great effect on ISIS. But meanwhile, George, the facts on the ground say otherwise. ISIS continues to gobble up more territory. They're advancing towards the Syrian capital of Damascus. The flow of foreign ISIS fighters from places like the United States, Britain, France, Germany continues unabated into Syria. So the facts on the ground scream otherwise, but the Obama administration is trying to present this rosy narrative. It's just not true.
And, you know, this goes beyond altering reports. Some are actually saying there is a culture of intimidation within the intelligence community, specifically at CENTCOM. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I've heard this for years here in D.C., George. And number one, as you mentioned, 50 top analysts say basically the books are being cooked and these reports aren't correct. To me, that's very telling. But there is pressure, according to many reports, according to what folks tell me. Number one, President Obama sent several top generals out to pasture over the past few years. But there is pressure absolutely coming from the Obama administration to the intelligence community to paint a picture that all is well. Remember, for President Obama, George, he's a man who really didn't want to get involved in Syria and Iraq in the first place. But once American journalists started being beheaded by ISIS, there was an outrage among the American people. President Obama had to do something. So he's doing right now the bare minimum against ISIS with limited U.S. airstrikes that are having some effect, but not the effect that needs to happen if we're truly serious about, like the president has said, destroying ISIS. What we're doing right now is anything but destroying ISIS, George, continuing with beheadings, slave markets, sex slavery. This Islamic State continues to expand, and more importantly, the ideology continues to grow around the world, including here in the United States.